So we have Silksong that is proving that you do not need to spend billions on making a AAA slop game to be absolutely devastatingly successful. And then we have No Man's Sky that proves a game that fails can easily be brought back to life and absolutely ridiculously made successful if you just put your heart and soul in it. Now, granted, obviously, the AAA landscape is going to look at this and scoff and say, effort? We don't do effort. It's almost like my YouTube channel. That's very sad.
Were playing a 9-year-old game. 98,000 people were playing a 9-year-old game last week. And here's the wild thing. As of the time of that number, Hello Games hadn't even released the new expedition for No Man's Sky yet. It's kind of crazy, and you do wonder, how can a studio keep releasing whole new mechanics and systems for free? How are they able to do this in a world where it seems that others can't? Well, here's the not-so-secret secret.
True.
They're not. You are just not seeing the cost yet. Now look, if you don't want to code or engineer and you're not into games, you can skip this.
True, and we're gonna definitely skip that. Thank you, Baldur. Very based understanding. No one wants to be an engineer.
Guarantee. Internet historian may have coined the ingoodening of No Man's Sky, but at a certain point, it stopped being a redemption story because now No Man's Sky is just good and it's a part of the gaming landscape. It's an incredible success story, and in the best case, it is a bar against which all other space games will be judged, and of course,
True, but no, No Man's Sky is definitely a redemption story, not just a success. Because when it came out, it it was abysmal. It was like someone did not even try. It looked like it was made in 3 months.
all other redemption stories. What Hello Games were able to do has basically just became a verb, in the same way that someone would just say Google it, when what they actually mean is search for it on the internet, right? But truthfully, I did not expect to talk about this game much. Essentially, it was the little space game that could, it was in Goodened, and now nearly a decade after launch, about every 6 months, you do just get a whole major update worth of mechanics. Keeps everybody happy. But, you know, stably so. Not exactly newsworthy. But obviously, here I am talking about it, here you are listening to it, so yes, something newsworthy has actually happened. And that's basically because even compared to recent years and recent updates, it's this latest one that's captured people's imaginations. This team is not resting on their laurels. What they've created is absolutely goddamn immense, and now it's just recorded.
Again, I just want to say, No Man's Sky's potential is astronomical. The moment the moment they make the experience a little bit more linear, guarantee that you can't find something game-breakingly powerful in like the first 10 minutes of playing because you decide to go left. That's when the game's gonna hit a new peak. And the super peak is gonna be when they make combat good, when they make shooting good, and it's like Helldivers. My god, the the potential there is so absolutely infinite. No Man's Sky could become absolutely giant. It's already massive, obviously, but it could be literally become giant in the game sense, as in you could have like these galaxy spanning wars with thousands of the ships fighting and things like that. Maybe you could be landing on planets and having a Helldiver situation. There's so much possibility for this. It's amazing.
Its highest concurrent player count since launch, which is 98,000 people exploring at once over in Steam. But obviously, as things will roll into the weekend, this is recorded late on Friday, I do expect that number to actually go up quite a bit. So, what gives? Why is this happening? How does a decade-old game have such a resurgence? Why are the numbers up so high now, even compared to other absolutely gigantic updates? Well, it's fairly...
Wait, actually, today is Tuesday. We can just check that. Okay. Steam DB, No Man's Sky. Let's see who the numbers surpass whatever it was. Oh no. Wait, my peaks are different. Really? What the hell is happening? Okay, so let me share the screen so all of us see. Wait a minute. Okay, look at this. This is the No Man's Sky chart. So this is that 98,000, and this is the 110. It was Sunday, Saturday. Well, that's the peak, and it's still going strong, obviously. But this was the weekend. Huh. Interesting. Well, in any case, those are amazing numbers. A peak of 110 for a 9-year-old game. That is insane. That is still absolutely, without question, amazing. Dude, and it's gonna probably do even better in the future. Again, just make the combat real good. Take a patch, take a year, make, hammer it out really good. You know, uh, do a little bit of rudimentary patching and things like that. Make it sharper, and there you go. You're gonna have the game of the future that was released 9 years ago.
Simple. Hello Games delivered on a fantasy that basically every space nerd has dreamt of for years, maybe even decades.
God, Howard is literally spinning in his grave because of that sentence.
Broadly in fiction, there
It was supposed to be Starfield.
are three types of spaceships. You've got your single pilot starfighters, an X-Wing, or, of course, if you're cultured, a Viper. Second, you've got your capital ships of the line, Star Destroyers, battle barges, Galacticas. And both of those are, of course, in No Man's Sky. But now they've added the final piece. Because here's what you couldn't do until last week. Pilot the Millennium Falcon with your friends. I mean, Hello Games even put that in the trailer, or, at least as close as their new Corvette creation tools would allow to that. And that is the core of what has been added. You can make your own
So, we have this game is more Star Wars than Star Wars. Star Wars Outlaws, where Jabba saves you. Oh my.
player ships, and you can essentially treat them as traveling bases. So it's fully realized multiplayer gameplay where you can work together with your friends. You've got supporting systems like your spacewalking and your skydiving, and it's a combination that is just perfectly in alignment with where games have been going in the modern day. Think, of course, about co-op, think about the UGC trends. All of that's going perfectly, and it is set up to absolutely snowball things in terms of player reach. That's because it leverages something that we call a network effect. Because basically, your one nerdy friend with way too much time, so maybe me, if I was less busy, just spends a lot of time building a ship, and then, invites their friends.
Oh, Billy, you're busy, guys. He's such a busy no one cares.
To check it out. Those friends can, of course, build their own ships or just play around in their other friend's ship. And the thing that's cool there is it just sets the growth trajectory of a game like this kind of on overdrive. Now, the other side to things is the Expedition. The Expedition provides essentially contained guided onboarding to this feature, and as more people share ship images online, people start to realize what they can make, so they flock.
Oh, wow. This is Treasure Planet right there, boys. Doctor Who? Is that the Batmobile? I hate Batman. He's so lame and gay. And that's almost like a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. That's very cool. Wow.
Lock back or they pick up the game for the first time. The numbers are absolutely huge, and it's all because Hello Games added a ship construction system that almost could have been a whole other game, which is wild. And because of that, there's no wonder that people actually are kind of demanding that Sean Murray takes their money somehow. They kind of want to pay for all of this rather than just get it for free. But here's the secret about this update, and really all of No Man's Sky. Nothing is ever really
Oh yeah, he tweeted that. That's pretty good.
free. And don't worry, this isn't me setting up a conspiracy. And even Sean Murray's got in on the fun. He retweeted memes of putting No Man's Sky as one of the 4 horsemen of free updates right alongside Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight, and Terraria. And it's true. We're 9 years.
I don't know about Stardew Valley or Hollow Knight, but Terraria has a lot of shit. Oh my god, Terraria has had some massive updates over the years. And the funniest part, they say, oh, this is the last one. A new one. A massive new one drops. And Terraria has mods. Terraria is great. Okay? I love Terraria. I played it so much. It was so fun.
And No Man's Sky has not asked for another penny from day one buyers, meaning that in terms of game support. That's probably one of the best deals we've ever had in this industry. Now, obviously, it was utterly foobar at the start, but, 9 years of continued development is absolutely mad. It's basically just been a lifetime supply of space game for people. And because of this, some people frame it rather competitively, essentially calling paid update models to be greedy or unwanted. And if you're wondering where that comes from, well, think of it.
No Man's Sky at this point has sold literally tens of millions of copies, by the way. I don't remember how much exactly, but they have sold a lot at this point. Because this is not the first year No Man's Sky is back, boys. I did a video about this last year. I even think I did a video about that 2 years ago. No Man's Sky has been back in people's graces for a long time. Well, this time I'm actually seeing a lot of people also talk about the success of this game. And, well, that's the first time. Usually it's kind of contained, but, people see it. There's a pretty big swing of players, new people buying it and whatnot. But this time, a lot of people are talking about it. An unbelievable amount of people. I am seeing pretty much most people who I would expect to talk about stuff like this actually talk about it.
MMOs, but also think of Paradox games, where you guys have got to buy a lot of DLC. And people start to think, how can these games be charging the way that they do when somehow...
Well, considering what Paradox just did now with Vampire the Masquerade 2 in air quotes because it's not. Yeah, I mean, Paradox is an example of, well, greed.
No Man's Sky is able to just rebuild itself for free. Well, it's because it's not really free. Mark Watson responded to that sentiment with quite the insight. These free updates pay staff mortgages by generating money indirectly, and what that's meant is merch sales, Game Pass interest, and of course actual game sales. And he would know that because he's the product manager at Mojang. That's of course the Minecraft people. Minecraft is...
Are we talking about Minecraft before Microsoft killed it? Or are we talking about Minecraft when, it was Notch's thing?
It's the Minecraft people. Minecraft is another game that does free updates. So, whenever No Man's Sky is sitting at Steam's top 10 a week after Voyagers, well, that's your answer. That's how they justify free updates. Because despite being 60% off, 6-0,
wow, it's even off. I had no idea. Ooh, that's insane. Let's actually look at the top list a little bit. We have Borderlands, Counter-Strike. Well, Borderlands is pre-purchase, well, pre-order effectively, right? And by the way, people are like, oh, look at that, Borderlands, you said it's gonna die. There's nothing else releasing. Borderlands is literally the only game that's coming out when Borderlands is coming out. Well, there's other stuff, but that other stuff is like Vampire the Masquerade 2. Well, Bloodlines 2, which is gonna burn in fucking hellfire because it deserves to. Okay, so that's a thing. Steam Deck, it's always there, I guess. Ooh, it dropped to the number 2 position from the... Oh, wait, Borderlands 4 is not even at the number 1 position? Oh my god, this game is gonna burn so hot. I did not notice. Oof. Okay. Because this is revenue. So this is a new thing. So yeah, this makes sense. Okay, what is this? Umamusume. Pretty Debbie. What the hell is this? I have no idea, but yeah, it sounds like something that's gonna be number 1 in, by revenue. Space Marine 2, that's insane that Space Marine 2 is still actually, doing things. Wow, change new. No Man's Sky, Baldur's Gate, obviously, Path of Exile 2, makes sense. And Helldivers. Yeah, everything checks out.
No Man's Sky generates
Warframe, Water Park Simulator, these are the 27 to 37 positions, interesting. A lot of stuff. Apex Legends, oof.
It's more revenue than Apex Legends or Rainbow Six Siege on Steam right now. That's actually only part of the justification here. The other reason is called Light No Fire. I must say, this is where the genius of what Hello Games are doing comes into effect. This update was no small thing, and in the design deep dive, Sean Murray explained, quote, "This has been one of the biggest undertakings for our little team. Every area of the game has to be reworked in some way. Having your multiplayer crew walking around just calmly editing your ship as it travels at warp speed toward a planet, it's actually pretty insane what's going on behind the scenes to make it all work." And that does make sense. These corvettes touch every single aspect of the game, right? And its mechanics, base building, resource usage, combat, traversal. They actually change everything about playing No Man's Sky, which is a serious resource commitment across all disciplines. And sure, Hello Games knows that they will get a sales bump with each update. But that's not the only reason, because the technology they're building is forming the backbone of their next game. And Sean Murray explained.
Okay, do I need to explain what Light No Fire is? It's No Man's Sky, but more condensed. So, one of the biggest problems that I have with No Man's Sky is the fact that the worlds seem just oversaturated. There's this, there's that, there's this. All of that is on your screen. And Light No Fires is effectively No Man's Sky, but primitive with dinosaurs. And who doesn't love dinosaurs, okay? Ark Survival is one of the most sold games of all time, and it has dinosaurs. Coincidence? I think not.
Explained it quite clearly. Again, I'll go to a quote. And then on our other game, Light No Fire, you have these real oceans to navigate. You need boats and crews, and this tech is being developed for both games. So what we're essentially seeing is them backporting technology to No Man's Sky.
So this is not what you just saw gameplay. This is probably pre-rendered footage or something like that. But this is how it's gonna look. And as you can see, I mean, it's looking pretty good.
Technology to No Man's Sky when it makes sense. And that is damn smart. It means the thing that they can sell right now benefits from the development of their new thing. It also means that it kind of advertises their new thing, because if you're going around having fun in your Corvette, and then you find out you can go around whole oceans with your friends in the next game, well, shit, you're absolutely going to be excited for that. And we've seen Hello Games do this sort of thing before. You may remember the Worlds update that refreshed Planetary Generation. It's incredible. It allowed for new weather, new terrain, and some new tech as well, like wind and waves. Well, in Light No Fire, you are on a single Earth-sized planet. So to actually sell that fantasy, they needed those details. So if they're already building the tech, developing these...
Now the question is, how big is an Earth-sized planet? Because are we taking that literally? Because in No Man's Sky, you can actually just walk around the circumference of a planet. It takes a while, but you can. So this should be a multiplayer experience. Maybe it's gonna be like join my server type of thing with Light No Fires. But I mean, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be very interesting. I am excited for this one.
Games in parallel just makes sense. But there's also the long-term emotional payoff, and that's the one that Watson pointed out. Because consider the difference that 9 years makes here. What do updates like this really do? I would say what they do is they sell you on Light No Fire at launch. So by now it's fairly clear why this team is able to release these things for free and still have them absolutely generate a hell of a lot of money. Of course, one thing to contend with is the amount of money that comes into your studio. Another thing to contend with is how much of it goes out of your studio. And this is a fairly small team. Now, we still might wonder, how are they able to do this, but say Paradox has studio?
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous, isn't it? It did, by the way, this game wasn't fixed in like a year or 2 or 3. I'm not sure where it actually became playable and people really started to like it. Probably around, I don't know, roughly around here maybe? Maybe, was this the point? I don't remember, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't instantaneously fixed. They did take a long while to do it, but my god, they did it.
Studios that are not able to do this. Well, Paradox is a far, far larger group, also publicly traded one, so there are absolutely different incentives at play. Another thing could be just simply to do with total addressable market. There's competition in the spaces of a lot of those Paradox games, whereas I'd say No Man's Sky is offering you something that quite simply does not exist elsewhere. I mean, you could think of, say, Star Citizen, but there are fairly obvious reasons why a lot of people don't want to hop on Star Citizen right now, even though that team has developed some minor.
It's a fucking scam, that's why. Star Citizen is blatantly garbage. Less of a scam than Ashes of Creation, eh? No, actually, no, still, they're equivalent, okay? Ashes of Creation and Star Citizen are equal levels of scam. And yes, some people are playing them and having fun, and that's cool, but it's still an unfinished product that hasn't delivered even 1/10 of what it was supposed to do. So, I'm gonna call it a scam, because it is.
Bogglingly cool technology. It's just, as an overall game experience that you can trust, to most people, this just makes a hell of a lot more sense. So essentially, unit economics, money in, money out, fixed costs, and of course, different incentives as you would compare to, say, Paradox. And big picture, 9 years ago, imagine telling people two things. First, that they would be happy with No Man's Sky. Second, that they'd probably be happy to put money down day one on a follow-up to that game. If you teleported back 9 years and said that, people would have laughed in your face. But now they've actually just shown up and delivered the goods and kept on doing it to the point where it's just mimetic, the energy that's behind this. So when they announce Light No Fire's release date, player trust will be healthy again. People will put money down, probably more
Yep, definitely.
than ever will buy skins or expansion packs. And it's updates like Voyager that pay for themselves, yes, through the sales bumps, but also through trust, because trust does actually convert to money if you're, sensible and you're respectful to your players as a developer. People just trust that they'll actually do right by them. In this industry, it's clear that
I don't know about that one, Chief. Blizzard just puts in a the $100 amount, and slop eaters just slop it up like always. In any case, No Man's Sky is absolutely amazing. That was Billion News, 10 out of 10. Bye.